So now all of Black America is in an uproar because we've seen now the verdict that's been levied down for Daniel Penny. He's been found not guilty for the unaliving of Jordan Neely. Now we're upset, and I keep telling you guys, Black America, what are you upset for? It's kind of like, why did you have expectations as if the system was going to send this man to jail? Why? The problem is us. See, I want you guys to understand something. They treat us in the judicial systems and in all of these systems in America the way that they see us treat each other, the way that they see us value each other, right? And you're going to hear some of the supporters speak about this, right? This is the issue. Online, we committing verbal genocide every day. We're doing all kinds of things to each other, saying all kinds of things before the world. Now, justice should be justice, but we know that I have the history on my side, that we have many years of history in this country of not getting the justice that we deserve. So nobody can tell me I'm wrong. So you upset because you expected justice? How? You expect civil rights from a people that was never civil to you in the first place? You expect them to give you civil rights? Was slavery civil? Was Jim Crow civil? Was the crack era civil? The heroin holocaust civil? The welfare system, is any of that civil? You expect civil rights. But this is what happened. Check this out.
All right, this just in, breaking news out of New York and the subway chokehold case we've been following for the last week. The jury has now come back with a verdict of not guilty in the Daniel Penny murder trial on the criminally negligent homicide charge. The jury could not come to an agreement on Friday on the charge of manslaughter. The judge tasked them with coming to a verdict on this lesser charge, and now they have, again, not guilty for Daniel Penny. Let's go back to New York and Rich McHugh. Rich, this just coming in. I'm imagining people outside the courtroom may not have even heard this yet. What are you hearing about the decision from this jury and reaction?
Well, it was rather quick, Marnie. They came back. They said, we have a verdict. It was read in court, not guilty. Immediately, there was both applause and outbursts, anger. Jordan Neely's father was escorted from the court, as were some of the other people, because of their outbursts. And now apparently we're hearing it behind us. Their trial, obviously, Daniel Penny acquitted on the lower charge, and he can no longer be charged on the higher charge. So from my understanding, this is over at this point, unless there is some way to for the prosecution to bring this back. I don't see that, but it looks to be over. Daniel Penny will walk free.
The jury quick to come back with that decision. The judge sending them home on Friday, essentially saying, take the weekend, don't think about this case, come back Monday, ready to go to deliver a verdict on this lesser charge. Now we've got the not guilty. Rich, take us back through the crux of this case and the defense's argument throughout the entirety of the trial.
Well, the defense basically said, look, this was self-defense by Daniel Penny. Jordan Neely got on the train, threatened he was going to kill people. He was not afraid to go to prison for the rest of his life. Daniel Penny got up behind him, put him in a chokehold, and subdued him for, I think it was 6 minutes. They say, his defense lawyers, and he has said, look, he was never trying to hurt Jordan Neely, but he was trying to protect the other passengers on the train who were legitimately terrified for their life. The defense all along has been like self-defense. And Jordan Neely, the prosecution said, look, he was acting recklessly and went way too far, went way further and longer than he should have in trying to subdue Jordan Neely. And so that has been the kind of the back and forth. The question has always been, was the force justified? Was what Daniel Penny did justified? Was it, the causation and justification? Those are the two key things. And that seemed to be what the jurors had been hung up on.
So it only took them a couple minutes to render a verdict, to come down with this verdict, because they had already had their minds made up that he was going to be not guilty. It doesn't matter. He was a black man on the train. Listen, we're not allowed to have mental health issues or be dealing with certain things. You are guilty. You are guilty. I keep trying to tell you that your skin has always been your sin. Our image. See, when you have the Civil Rights Act of of 1957, and we're supposed to be protected under the law. Our images have never been protected. The way we're portrayed in media, the way we're portrayed in music, and some of the things that we actually do to ourselves. This is the way that we're viewed. So when a black man comes on there and he has mental health issues and he says some crazy things, we saw the video of he was already subdued. He had him in a chokehold. Somebody had his legs and his arms, right? He could have let up on his throat, but he chose not to. You know why? Because this ain't nothing but an N-word. And I know that I'm going to get off, right? So now you have Eric Gardner's mom speaking out. You have his father's speaking out, and they're saying this.
I just want to say, I miss my son. My son didn't have to go through this. I didn't have to go through this either. It hurts. Really, really hurts. What are we going to do, people? What's going to happen to us now? I had enough of this. The system is rigged. Come on, people. Let's do something about this.
Let's do something about it. Too often, we have Eric Garner's mother here.
Good morning, everyone. Here we stand once again in front of this unjust system. I stood here 10 years ago because they did not give justice to my son with the chokehold. I fought hard to get the anti-chokehold bill passed, which did pass. But it shouldn't only be for police officers, it should be for civilians also. No one deserves to be choked to death. And you know, we're in that courtroom and people are cheering for the verdict. They made the loudest noise, the judge did nothing. But when his father spoke out, they put him out the courtroom. Is that justice? Or what? We can't allow this to keep going on. We have to fight this system. That's what I had to do. I had to fight to get the little justice that I got. I got one police officer fired. There's more that need to be fired. But I tell this family, do not give up. Because that's what they want you to do. They want to discourage you. Just like they tried to discourage me. But 10 years later, I'm still fighting. And I'm not only fighting for myself, I'm fighting for families like yourself. That's why I have to come out when this injustice is done. If this had been the other way, if your family had murdered this so-called innocent guy now, it would have been a different story.
Sorry to Dre. I'm sorry to Chris. I'm sorry that America has failed you. You've come here, you've shown discipline, you've shown strength, you've shown love, you've shown how to carry yourself with composure when you're facing this machine, this American judicial system that cannibalizes our people. But I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to say it loud and clear. Let the marchers march, and let the steppers step. Let the marchers march, and let the steppers step. You want to do something about this verdict? Then you go into your neighborhood and you promote Black unity. Black people, we are all we have. This system protects every other group except for the very people that built this country.
Say it.
Every group that comes here gets privileges, gets benefits, except for the very people whose fingerprints are on the bricks that built this country.
You know, I've been online since 2009 and I've been talking about this. You know, I started my channel out talking about black male accountability and restructuring our communities as a people, bringing our people back together. And I'm telling you right now, we got to get out of the mentality like we don't care what people think about us because we live in a country with other ethnic groups. We should care what we think about us. We should care. Until we start wanting until you start wanting for your brother what you want for yourself, and your sister what you want for yourself, and start redeveloping our own people, start using these social media platforms as mechanisms to bring our communities together, to shun debaucherous behavior and all that kind of stuff, nothing's going to change for us. Now, you can come and say, well, this is what they should do. Yeah, well, they were supposed to do a lot of things a long time ago. They're supposed to enforce a lot of laws that's on federal laws that's on the book that's supposed to protect us as a people, but they don't do it. You can't expect a lot of these blacks in leadership to do anything either. It's going to come from you out there watching. So if this makes you upset, if this hurts your feelings, if this makes you want to cry, when are you going to start loving your brother and your sister? When are you going to stop supporting channels that support committing verbal genocide on each other? Channels that deal in a gender war, black man against black woman against black men. When are you going to stop supporting those things? When are you going to get on? When are you going to start being about it and sick and tired of being sick and tired of what you see going on in our communities? Because the only way this is going to change is in our unity and our love for each other. Because when you start loving your brother, loving your sister as you love your own, now things have changed because you force people to respect you. Because remember, you teach people how to treat you. I'm going to say it again. You teach people how to treat you. So you have many different ethnic groups that come here and they all have a preconceived notion about us. And guess what? All of those groups are benefiting from the work that our people put in. All of those people. So when they come here and they see a black person, something bad happening to them, they don't feel they don't feel bad. But remember, a lot of them haven't added on to what our grandparents and parents laid down for them to come here and even have justice. They even have certain things, but they'll look at you and turn your nose up and call you the N-word the same way historically the W-man have. We don't have no friends. What, you want to hug? What, you wanted them to give you a verdict and say they're sorry? Well, they're not going to do that. That's not going to happen. That's never going to happen. It's not going to happen until you force their hand by loving your own people and your community. And your community. No more gangbanging. No more sexy reds and the little Dirks and all that kind. That's all that got to go. When we going to clean up what we need to clean up? So that way we can have power behind our voices and begin to force them to do the things that we are desiring, the things that's supposed to be for us. There's no such thing as justice in this country in the manner in which it should be. We have years and years and years and years. I have years and years and years of history on my side to prove my point. So what I'm saying to my brothers and sisters out there, this man wasn't perfect, but he dealt with mental health issues. He wasn't right in his head. Should that have been a cause for him to get a capital murder sentence? No. But he got it anyway. So all I'm saying is, man, if we ain't unifying, then we ain't got no reason to be complaining. I'm gonna cut this video short here. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Leave your comments in the comment section. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time, peace.